Hooligans, welcome. We're going to look on how the weekend go on the EPL season, because a man look at me just now and said if they were a betting person, they could not bet on me, I'd have lost a lot of money. But nonetheless, we want to see how the whole matches went. Well, I call the first game Arsenal. I call them for a 2-0 win, and they won, I'd say, fairly comfortably. Though I'm still questioning how you're going to play Jesus and Martinelli as twin forwards when Jesus is mainly used to playing on one of the wings or direct down the middle. So I'm looking forward to see how that unfolds for Arsenal. I was chastised by a brethren of mine who said that I did not make mention of Fulham and Liverpool game. I wonder if this friend is still wanting me to make mention of Fulham and Liverpool game. If I had called that game out there, it was an oversight, to be honest. If I had called that game out, I would have definitely said Liverpool was going to win convincingly. However, Liverpool failed to win. And if we go pretty much just on form alone, I would say that Tottenham should have won that, not Tottenham, Fulham, sorry, should have won that game easily. So if we play the game in quarters, then we are sure that the first half, the first two quarters belonged to Fulham. Surprised me. I'm being very, very honest. I was surprised by Fulham's dominance of the first half. Liverpool had different spurts in the game. Diaz was maybe the brightest spark out there for them, while, for the first team, while Bobby Firmino was in. Bobby Firmino, something wrong with him. Definitely he's just not having the best of games. But when we look at the game overall, the second half, I would give Liverpool a quarter. Which in my opinion, and you can chastise me, in my opinion, Liverpool was outplayed 3 quarters out of the 4 quarters of the football game. Yeah? We must mention Mitrovic. I know the name. Didn't follow Fulham in the championship. But them say he has scored like 96 goals and 80 out of those were in the championship for Fulham. The man had a master game yesterday against Liverpool. Definitely a bright spark against Liverpool. I'm not sure if I can use this game to assess the season Liverpool is going to have, because even though Liverpool was outplayed in 3 out of 4 quarters, in my assessment of the game, you could still see that Fulham was a lesser team outplaying a better team. Yeah? But with football, if you're the better team on the day, you're likely to get a positive result. So that's my assessment of the Liverpool game. But my Liverpool fans, I don't know, Rasta. I don't know. Goal was scored behind me a while ago. So yeah, Sunday evening football. So that's my say on Liverpool. I think Liverpool is going to hit them strides and get way better. Darwin came on another wonderful game. Could have actually won it for Liverpool, but unfortunately that did not happen. In terms of the other games that I watched, the Tottenham game was an amazing game, not just because of the scoreline, but Kulusevski, I think the name is, that man has brought something into Tottenham that Tottenham lacked. I always said that Tottenham needed the other player. So you had the Son, you had the likes of Kane and some other players around them, but they never have the other player. That other player who was of some ilk that could start in any other team in the EPL. And I think just by looking at Kulusevski yesterday, if he continues that run, then he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the EPL. I do think he has a lot of class to him. Just the way he played, his understanding with Son and Kane seems immaculate. So let's see if he stays fit and improves from here. I think Spurs will contest, not just for 4th and 5th, but 3rd. Now, I wouldn't put them 2nd and 1st yet. This is all blind predictions because the league just really started. I'm not going to talk about tables because at this point tables are irrelevant. I think at one point, must have been last season or the season before, City started out and was in 7th with a lot of rounds of games that went on, but then they came back and had a wonderful run. I think it was the year before, a wonderful run, and eventually won the league. So I'm not going to get into tables and get tied down by tables just yet. But looking on the players who have really made a mark for me so far, is Nunes definitely stepped up, came in, changed it, swung the game into Liverpool's favour, because before Liverpool was in a rut. So he definitely came in and played a very, very good game. And as I said, Mitrovic for Fulham is somebody to watch out for. And Fulham had some other persons around him. Andreas Pereira had spurts, but still lacked that kind of finesse and what is needed in the EPL. What I will say, based on how Fulham played yesterday and watching the other teams that were newly promoted, I got a chance to slip over to Nottingham Forest's game. Fulham played better than Leeds was playing last year. If they keep this up, they will accomplish their objective of staying in the league. I'm going to put that out here, that based on how Fulham played Liverpool yesterday, Fulham should be in the league next year. However, we have oftentimes seen when the Minions, they tend to rise against the bigger opponents, and then when they are matched evenly, they tend to falter. So let's keep our eyes on Fulham for that. Now, my Man United fans, I don't know Rasta, but kind of mash up my predictions. And every hooligan me know when I say, yo, Man U go win, whether you're a Man U fan or not. I don't know what's happening over in the camp. You cannot start the people season like this. You can't start the fans season like this, Man United. 10 Hag or 10 Pig, whatever. 10 Hag. Come to the club with something. Do something. You can't start the season like this. Every Man United fan was wondering and watching transfer season and the transfer period and saying, yes, we're going to do better. Well, New Year, same crap. Yeah, but United, I call that game for you. You let me down. Good thing I'm not a betting man, or else I would have been surely put to shame and been out a few $1,000 based on Man U's gameplay today. Chelsea, not much to say on the Chelsea game. We all know the results of the game, and I'll read out the results for all the games. Let me do that now as a matter of fact. So, yesterday I called Arsenal v Crystal Palace on Friday for Arsenal. That went. I'd called Liverpool let me down. Aston Villa, I'd called Aston Villa as well, because I think Aston Villa has a certain level of class with Coutinho and definitely Bailey, being biased because I'm a Jamaican. But I think Coutinho and Bailey needs to play a little bit closer. They are two creative players, two players who have the ability on the ball, but they are playing far apart. Whereas in City, the creative players are always within touch of each other, within a pass on the carpet of each other. So Aston Villa let me down. I called the game for Newcastle versus Tottenham Forest, and just, again, blind prediction, and Newcastle won that. Tottenham versus Southampton, I would have made some money on that. Leeds v Wolves, I called Wolves, but again, Wolves let me down. Everton, Chelsea, I called it for Chelsea. Chelsea didn't have a great showing, but I think Everton is way off the pedal, way off the pedal to compete. I called the game between Brentford and Leicester City for Leicester City, and of course the disappointment of Man United, by Man United fans would understand. I think Man United in the EPL is like Chicago Bulls in the NBA. Chicago Bulls was the it in the NBA at a particular season. Now we have seen where it has all gone downhill for Bulls, and I think the very same thing is going to happen for United. And let me tell you why United's problem is going to continue. For United to come out of this rut, United needs world-class players. World-class players. However, world-class players are concerned about playing in the Champions League. At best, United is 6th or 7th in current form. So they are shy of the UCL by at least 2 to 3 places. To attract world-class players, a player who can come and start in any EPL team is what United need about 3 of those players to get out of this rut. And until that happens, they are still going to continue to faint. I will say that they are still the team from Manchester just because they are Man United, but they need to step up their game. Something has to happen, some miracle has to happen for them to attract world-class players. I'm going to prove a point to you maybe in the next podcast or next talk that we have, Hooligans. So let's keep our eyes on that. Now to the big game. the big game, I made a prediction on Friday that for any person to win the Golden Boot, they have to score over 22 goals because of Haaland. I hope you watch the game today. This man is a beast, and not just him being a natural goal scorer, but he's surrounded by the likes of Gundogan, Silva, and De Bruyne. 3 world-class midfielders that will be starting in any league in the world, in any team in the world. These 3 players will be the point man in any team that they go to. And they are playing with a man who is a beast on the ball. A man who is as direct a player as City has ever gotten. I mean, Aguero was direct as well, but Haaland, and I'm not comparing Haaland and Aguero, you know, different style of players. But I think he's a worthy substitute, right? A worthy substitute, I think he is for City. So those are the teams that we're going to look at, the games that were played that we want to spend some time assessing and not jumping deep into anything. I made mention of Jesus and Martinelli and how they play and wonder if that kind of style, because imagine Jesus is coming from a Brazil and a City that plays 3 up front, yeah? So he's usually playing on either of the wings, as he has played on the right and the left, mainly left for City, or he plays down the middle as a centre forward. Now he's been asked to fill these gaps. And again, he's a professional player. These players are professional players that should be able to adapt to any system that they go to. But when you have been playing a system and getting success from that system for a few years, it's going to be difficult now to step in and have immediate effect. Don't talk about pre-season. I understand what happened in the pre-season, hat-trick and these kind of things. But let us see how that translates to EPL form. Yeah? We'll look forward to the games coming up on the weekend just to see how everything will materialize and how the teams will gel. But I think, as I said before, look out for Kulusevski. We'll continue to watch Mitrovic's forward movements in the EPL. Fulham should stay up. I must say, Reed had a good game. Bobby Reed, Jamaican player as well, so we look out for them when we watch them play. He had a fairly good game, but I think he's still off the pedal. Liverpool, do something. Firmino bench, bring in Nunes, big signing. The man should be starting. In the meantime, Man United, stop letting down the fans, right? Until next time, such time, this is your boy Tibor checking out on EPL Hooligans. Hooligans, stay tuned next week. Good try, boy.